on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the Six-Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Thrivent. Now, that is a good loss. Rare words ever spoken. But that is what I would classify. If it's possible for a loss to be good, that was it. Magic, a very, very difficult situation. Not just second night of a back-to-back. That's always tough. But second night of a back-to-back after you put out a lot of energy to beat the New York Knicks last night. You beat them at home, so you had to go Orlando to Boston. But then the avalanche of absences that we saw tonight. Obviously no Paolo. Obviously no Mo Wagner. But you add to it, no Jalen. Second night of a back-to-back, so he's not playing. Then you get a no Wendell. And you're like, oh, man, well then I guess Gogo will start. That'll be fine. We'll put Gogo with Tristan and AB. And then at the very last second, there's no Goga. So you're out all three of your centers. You're out your all-star forward. And you're out your all-defensive team starting guard. And you're on the second night of a back-to-back traveling to Boston. The odds completely stacked against this team. And it looked like this was going to go the way that we expected, with the Magic going down as much as 26. But what in the world happened? Late third, into the fourth quarter, this hodgepodge group of a bunch of randos who never play, much less play together, go out there and make Boston sweat in the fourth quarter. Very impressive. Going to talk with you about it tonight. Looking forward to that. My name's Kevin. Welcome to the Six-Man Show Postgame Live. This is our live postgame show after every Orlando Magic game. A little bit under the weather, as you might be able to tell, but at least it makes my voice sound pretty cool. Just kidding. But yeah, we're the Six-Man Show. If you're new around here, we talk about the Orlando Magic all the time. In fact, we have a podcast that comes out every Monday and Thursday. Tonight, we're doing something a little bit different, a little bit special. As soon as I'm done with this postgame live, within, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, I don't know, somewhere. Soon after that, we're going to go live tonight here on YouTube for tonight's podcast episode. So me and Jonathan will be bringing that live tonight. So if you are done with this show later and you're like, hey, I could still listen to more Magic content live, you can join us then. And of course, obviously, it'll be available to watch on demand on Monday, as always. But this show is brought to you by Thrivent, specifically Marc.Abraham, who is a financial advisor for Thrivent. He specializes in all kinds of different things, whether it's debt elimination or investing or saving or different strategies that can help you be wise with your money. Marc is a guy that you want to have in your corner, and you can call him at 407-366-4364. Again, he just wants to help Magic fans be wise with their money, be wise with what they've been given, and he's a great guy to have in your corner. You can also check down in the description below for his email address and his website. Go to his website to read a little bit more about who he is and what he offers. And if you're interested, like I said, either give him a call or shoot him an email. Marc's great. Really, really great guy. Genuinely great guy. So glad that we at the show have been able to get in contact with him and connect with him. And he's just great. And I know he'll take great care of all the Magic Maniacs who join him. And so, reach out to Marc today or maybe tomorrow. Today's Sunday. You can reach out to him tomorrow. All right. If you're new here, this show is all about you. We're going to get you involved in the chat. We'll read as many of these as we can tonight. Probably not going to be a super long show tonight, as this is the second night of back-to-back game. We do have the podcast coming up. Plus, at the end of the day, there is absolutely zero you can take away from this game. Nothing. As far as major factors that you could critique that this team should be better at. There are some things you can take away, like obviously Jet Howard's performance or Jace Richardson's performance, or the fact that Jace Richardson maybe should be playing more minutes. You can take those things away. But as far as the overall outlook of the season and how this is going to impact the Magic standings or how the Magic do in April, May, and June, you just can't take anything away from it. But the only thing I'll say, and then we'll get to the chat, is this is a confirmation that the spirit of Orlando, quote unquote, from the song, the spirit of Orlando is absolutely back. Think back to last season. Last season at Christmas time, we had a horrendous stretch of injuries. Obviously, right at Christmas was right after we lost Mo, we had lost Franz, and Paolo obviously was already gone. And so we had to go through the Christmas season with just a random bunch of dudes. And never forget that Celtics game last year. Never forget the Nets game last year. All of that was done, of course, the running joke was the spirit of friendship won those games. And you kind of got a little bit of that tonight. Is the spirit of Jamal Mosley, if you ask me. But these guys just don't quit. They don't give up. And I will always be grateful for that. So that was quite an entertaining fourth quarter there, to say the least. All right, let's see what we got here in the way of some chats. Jonathan of the Six Man Show says Jace is so much better than, quote unquote, the other guy, and then gives the Jonathan emoji. This is interesting. The Six Man Show donating to the Six Man Show. How does that work? So does that mean YouTube's going to get their little cut, and so we just gave YouTube a little bit of money? That's okay. That's great. Yeah, Jace Richardson, my gosh, man. That stretch where he really, really got hot in the fourth quarter, that was really fun. Really fun. I obviously, if you've been watching this show or any kind of content from the Six Man Show all season long, everybody is Team Jace over here, I think. I don't know anybody that isn't. You just got to see Jace on the floor. Jace has to start playing it. If tonight didn't prove it, I don't know what will. But Jason's up with 18 points. Yeah, he was really, really good. Excuse me, guys. I'm a fighter tonight. All right, let's see what we got from the chat. We'll hit a few of these. We'll hit the box score. We'll hit the scores around the league and the standings and all that good stuff like we always do, but not gonna take a ton of time tonight. Again, if you want more content, like I said, we are about to go live with the latest podcast episode right after this, so you can look forward to that. Enesto says 80 points and a half. Yeah, that was wild. Wild. Really, really, really crazy first half. Celtics couldn't miss, but also the Magic's defense couldn't handle it, especially because we had 0 big dudes. 0. That was tough, and the Celtics exploited it. Give them credit. This is something the Magic have done, by and large, pretty well to start the season. It's only happened a couple times, but in the opportunities that they've had, they've taken advantage of teams that are gassed, teams that are on very short rest. The Magic have done that, and the Celtics did that exactly tonight. So they made the Magic work really, really hard, made the Magic run, pushed them on the second night of a back-to-back, and ultimately that first quarter was really the difference of the game. Obviously, I should say, sorry, the second quarter. That's the one where they went crazy. The second quarter was the difference in the game. But yeah, that was wild. American Brute says, kills me to see Boston get way too excited after playing against a team missing 3 starters thinking they are something. Here's the thing with this that cannot be lost in this conversation about this game. Just can't. That fourth quarter, we're rolling out there. Tyus, Jace, Jet, Noah, and Jamal Cain, right? Rolling that 5 out there. Did you guys just have a moment to sit and recognize who the Celtics were keeping on the floor in the fourth quarter? NBA Finals MVP Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, bunch of NBA champs. The starters, what remains of the Celtics? The starters from tonight were out there trying to withstand a run from Jace Richardson and Jet Howard and Jamal Cain and Noah Penda. We're talking G League two-way guys, rookies. That fourth quarter was really, really impressive. Really, really fun. And the fact that the Celtics had to have their best players available on the floor to pull this game off really says a lot. Really says a lot. Oh, man. Matthew Thomas says, our excuse is half the rotation players are inactive. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's really, really crazy. Excuse me, guys. Let's see. Warp 10 Barrier says, the silver lining of this one, Jason Jet proved Tyus never needs to see the floor again. Also, Penda can have J.I.'s minutes. I'm over it at this point. He needs to go for whatever we can get for him. Yeah, the Jace Tyus stuff for sure. Noah proved himself quite serviceable tonight. which is always good to see. All right, I'm still in the game because a couple people were saying we got a chance, but then we didn't. Cyan, who's a channel member, says, even though Jet helped a lot in the fourth, I was impressed with Jace. Yeah, both guys were good. Shout out to Cyan and all of our channel members who support the channel by being a member of our YouTube channel here. Always appreciate it. Joseph Chubb says, weird game. Seemed like they committed to losing this one before it started. Good to see Jet and the Rooks ball out, but weird we didn't really want to win. Embarrassing for the Celtics starters. Yeah, again, the fact that they were the ones that had to withstand the run in the fourth quarter is really, really, really wild. Really wild. Yeah, okay. Can't read that one. Let's see. Another channel member here, Christian, says, that was such an interesting game. Yeah, it really was. I think a lot of Magic fans, once the team went down 26, probably mailed it in, turned the game off. And so some of them, as they just went on with the rest of their night, may have later glanced at the score in the fourth quarter and went, ooh, hold on, and turned it back on. Or maybe some of them have no idea, and they'll just wake up in the morning and go, wait, the Magic, it was a 2-possession game in the fourth quarter? But it was that kind of game. Like, the starters and the primary players did not have the energy, which is understandable. This is not a knock. Just didn't have the energy. And so when the third and fourth string guys came in and brought energy, it changed the game. Changed the game for the Magic and obviously changed the game for the Celtics as well. They had to kick it into a gear that they hadn't really had to use all night, it seemed like, and it kind of caught them off guard. Ty Mr. TV, another channel member, says, we had no business sniffing that game, yet our third string pushed the Celtics playing Brown. Celtics aren't happy about this win. It got scary and was desperate for them. Coach, Jace, and Jet minutes, please. Yeah. Mike says, best loss of the year. That's the best way to put it. The best loss of the year by far. No doubt about it. Great loss. Oh, man. Great loss. All right, let's take a little break from the chat here. Like I said, it's going to be a little bit of a shorter show tonight. Under the weather, plus we got a podcast episode right after this. But let's go over to the box score and see. Speaking of interesting, box score is going to be interesting. Tristan, 23 minutes tonight, just took 7 shots. 9 points for him, but percentage-wise, a good bounce back from yesterday. Yesterday was a rough day for Tristan, but he shot the ball okay tonight. Franz, relatively quiet, if you ask me. 15 and 8 and 5, which is a great stat line for 27 minutes, but I wanted him to take more than 10 shots. Like, I really, really wanted him to take over. The Celtics did a good job kind of focusing on him, but when you're without so many guys, you really want Franz to kind of take over. Obviously, he wants to make his free throws, too. He goes 5 of 8 from the line. It's not great. Orlando Robinson getting the very, 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 very late start for the Magic. Played 13 minutes tonight, 7 points, 3 boards. It was a night for Orlando Robinson. Desmond Bane, similar to Franz, you're missing so many guys. I want to see our star players step up. And Desmond Bane getting 13 shots and Franz getting 10 shots. Not great. Not great. Really would like to see more than that. AB, a mixed bag of a game for AB. Wow, it's okay. Okay, there it is. Yeah, he's got 2 turnovers. He had, there's one turnover in particular that I'm thinking of. It was just like, oh, Anthony Black. A couple of those were just tough. But then he turned right around and made a couple threes after it. So, make a mistake, make a play, I guess. But certainly not a bad night from Anthony Black. Also had 5 assists. J.I. plays less than 5 minutes in a game where you have no centers and limited large bodies. J.I. plays less than 5 minutes tonight. That's an interesting one. Jet, obviously the story of this game, ends up with 30 tonight with 7 boards and 3 assists in 29 minutes. Goes 5 of 13 from 3. Career night for Jet, obviously. Tyus Jones ends up with just 3 points, 1 of 6 from the field in 24 minutes. Jamal Cain, 2 points as well, 1 of 6 from the field. Jace Richardson, the other storyline from this game, ends up with 18 points, 7 of 11 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3. Looked great. And then Noah Penda also looked really good in a different way. 13 points for him, 8 boards, 4 assists for Noah Penda in 23 minutes. He was quite the facilitator out there. Magic shoot 47% from the field, 42% from 3. They ended up 42% from 3. Three-point shooting was not great before this unit came in. And between Jace going 3 of 4 and Jet going 5 of 13, they single-handedly boosted the Magic's 3-point percentages because they were not that good. Speaking of not good, you missed 5 free throws. That's not great. Hey, listen, you have to lead down to 6. Would have loved to have an extra 4 or 5 free throws in there to make it a 1, 2, or 3-point game instead of a 6-point game. But oh well. All right, team stats here. 64 points in the paint for Boston. Again, you got to give them credit. The Magic had no presence in the paint there defensively just because the guys that were out. They also got out and ran, which they do. They got out to as much as a 26-point lead. Magic had 66 bench points and only 7 turnovers. That's a very impressive turnover number if you ask me, because you had a bunch of guys there in the second half that had to run and initiate and be a part of an offense, and they don't usually play. And so to come away with only 7 turnovers against the Boston Celtics, to me, is quite impressive. Really, really impressive. Let's go to the scores around the league, the standings, then we'll call it a night. On here, at least, before we switch over to the podcast. Magic lose, of course, 138 to 129. The Thunder are up 20 on the Blazers in the third. Spurs lead the Suns by 9 in the second. Jazz, Lakers in a close one in the second. As for the East Coast games that are final, Miami Heat beat the 76ers by 10. The Hawks squeak one out against the Hornets. The Cavs beat the Clippers. No surprise there. The Clippers are horrendous. And the Raptors beat the Nets. No surprise there. The Nets are horrendous. What does it mean for the standings? I have no idea. Let's check it out. Let's refresh this. Magic are 10-8. They now sit 2.5 games back against the Toronto Raptors for the 2 seed and 5 games back of the red-hot Detroit Pistons, whom you will play on Friday in Detroit in the NBA Cup finale, group stage finale for this team on Friday. So that is something to look forward to. That's going to be an interesting one. Last couple thoughts from the chat here, and then we are going to call it a night and switch over to the podcast again. If you missed it in the beginning, we're getting ready to do a live show of the Six Man Show, our podcast, myself and Jonathan. As soon as this is done, give us about 5 minutes. In fact, I'm gonna make the stream live over there, or public, I should say, on YouTube. So basically, as soon as we're done here, you can go back to our YouTube channel and tap into that live stream, the podcast, if you want to. Or, of course, you can just watch it tomorrow or listen to it tomorrow, however you choose to do that. Okay, like I said, last couple thoughts here from the chat. Nes Escobar, easy for me to say, says, Isaac, 5 minutes in this game, something is wrong. Was he injured? If not, we need to look for alternate ways to spend that money. That's the big question mark. If you're not playing him because he's got something wrong, that's one thing, medically or whatever. If you're not playing him because he's not serviceable, that's a big problem. In a game like this, a guy that you're paying that kind of money, a guy that has that kind of NBA experience, needs to be at least comparable with the G League guys that you're bringing in. And if he's not, that is a problem, admittedly. Let's see. Amazing Dream says our second and third team guys put up a great fight versus their starters. Yeah, 100%. In some ways, it was like third and fourth string guys in some ways. Wally World says, I'm done with Moe's this conservative ball. Are we trying to be contenders or are we stacking moral victories? That's an interesting take. I'm wondering what exactly you mean by his conservative ball tonight. That's interesting. Let me know. Let me know what you think about that. I'm Joby says, Jace, 3 less minutes played than Tyus Jones and 15 more points. Yeah. And 3 threes compared to Jones 1. Yeah, it's good. Good point. Oh, this is what Wally World's saying. Bane, Franz, and AB should have come back at the 6-minute mark. We were only down 11. Screw Mose, screw the moral victories. Nah, that unit the starters there, they had nothing. I mean, did you watch the first half? That unit had nothing to give. They were not good. That's the unit that gave up 78 points or whatever it was in the first half. That unit was just exhausted from giving everything yesterday. They had nothing left. And it was this unit that got the team back within 11 at the point you're mentioning and 6 later in the fourth quarter. So I don't know about that. Maybe I'm in the minority. Maybe other people agree as well. But let's see. Last couple thoughts here, and we're going to call it a night and switch over to the podcast. We got some Boston trolls in the chat. Love to see that. Hope you enjoyed that performance. Celtics fans by your starters against our G Leaguers. That was really, really impressive. Turquoise says it was a scheduled loss. Find a new slant. Yep. Absolute scheduled loss. And then you add the injuries. Forget about it. Okay. That's going to do it for us tonight, guys. Really appreciate everybody being here. What a 24 hours for this team. Yesterday, wild Knicks win. You love to see it. Tonight, crazy comeback. Falls just a little bit short, but career performances from Jet Howard and Jace Richardson made it a lot of fun. But the fun doesn't stop here. Again, switch over to our other stream. We're getting ready to do the podcast live. You can join us for that. But hey, look ahead. Tuesday, Magic, Sixers in Philly on NBC again. That's the NBA Cup game. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be wild. Excited to have some guys back for that, hopefully. We'll see you then, or at the podcast first. But until then, let's go Magic.